Welcome to Lesson 2, Understanding Big Data. In the previous lesson, we understood the value of data to analytics, which plays an important role as a decision support system. In this lesson, we would understand a little deeper about big data. Let us look at the definition. By definition, big data are a collection of data sets so large and complex that it becomes difficult to process using on-hand database management tools and traditional data processing applications. Let us break this definition into parts. First, big data are a collection of data sets. As we saw in the previous example that the bank had so many sources of data. The bank application had to get data sets from each source and stack them together so as to run data analytics. Second part of the definition is large and complex. The size of data that is considered in analytics should be thought as a window through which we try to look and get the picture of the outer world. Bigger the window size, better would be the picture and our analysis and the decision. So it is important that the size of the data is large. As well, in case of any organization, there is a variety of sources that add to complexity. Third part of the definition is that it becomes difficult for the traditional tools to process. When complexity and the size increases, efficiency of traditional tools decreases, and the decrease in performance is exponentially proportional to the increase in size. We would compare and understand the reason for this in a little more details in the next lesson. For now, let's look at the attributes that describe big data and understand them with the bank problem. You would be able to relate to them. Big data attributes are, first, volume. Because there would be so many sources, so the data put together would be large. And as we have already discussed, the size of data should be as large as possible so that data analytics algorithm would be able to produce meaningful results. Second is variety. Each source of data would have its own schema and methods of sharing. For example, internal data repository would be a mainframe's database, while the market research firms may share the updates on social media on a flat file. Third is the velocity. The fresh new data that would be flowing to our organization would be on weekly, daily, or might be on the hourly basis. This rate of flow of data with time is described as velocity. So there are these three attributes, volume, variety, and velocity, which are to be kept in mind when thinking of big data. Let's look at a few key points that are vital for data analytics to generate accurate results. Data analytics would give us cues if the decision is worthy or not. It is important for analytical algorithm to train on a large sets so as to predict correctly. Larger the set, better would be the accuracy of analytical algorithm. It has been researched and proved that simple algorithm on a large data set would yield more accurate result than a sophisticated algorithm on a small data set. This shows the importance of the largeness of the data. Considering hundreds of parameters rather than just 5 would increase the accuracy of analytical model. So more the parameters, better would be our analytical model. For statistical analysis, the data need not be edited once it has been retrieved and put on the database on which we run the data analytics. So the pattern of the architecture would be write once and read many times. Once the data has been put in the database on which we would run statistical algorithm, it would hardly be changed. Next, let us look at an interesting study done in the field of data size and its growth so as to gain what is ahead of us in the future. International Data Corporation is a market research firm which carries out measure of all the digital data created, replicated, and consumed in a single year. It also predicts the trends in various subjects relating to data. Here are a few exciting points taken out from their most recent survey. The data from 2005 to 2020 would increase by a staggering amount of 300 times. That implies a whopping 5,200 GB per every human being. The data would double every 2 years from now until 2020. 33% of this data would be valuable if analyzed. There would be a lot of expenditure in the big data technologies in the time to come. So if you are stepping into the field of big data, I congratulate you. As an exercise now, I would suggest you to Google search on IDC Data Universe. Also learn a little more about IDC and EMC as they are important companies in the field of big data.